loans have in fact, a sweet, scented, and super fabulous. It is perfumed, such that every farmer who partakes with us, who shares with us, every person who affiliates, who decides to register with us, believe me, they will never regret, because PICACCUL is at the center of the Benin economy. And to tell you,
President, can you tell the public who PIDECO is and what you have been doing in the last 2 years?
all right, thank you, Prince Tom, for giving me this opportunity to make a presentation of PICDECOS, Pinyin Clan Development Cooperative Society, and Agro-Pastoral Cooperative Society found in Santa subdivision of the Northwest region. Indeed, we were officially registered on the 2nd of July 2024 as an Agro-Pastoral Cooperative Society, and within these 2 years, we have not just sat in our offices. We have had our hands dirty because we have worked on the field. Within our operations, we established a poultry unit that enable our farmers and registered members to have access to eggs, broilers, and even day old chicks, which we also incorporated a hatchery unit at Titsagre Pinin. We also incorporated a farm to market transportation system, because we noticed that most of our farmers, after production, they incurred so much post-harvest loss because of transportation. So Pigdecos bought some trucks to ease that particular angle. In order to ease availability or access to farm inputs, we created a farm to market. We created a farm input shop and Matazem to enable them have access to their inputs and seeds at affordable prices. One of the areas we also invested in was the creation of a production unit for livestock feed, because we realized generally in poultry farming or livestock farming, the greatest cost is in the feed production. It takes the greatest cost. So we decided, as a board, we brought in a feed production unit so that we can give them feed at subsidized prices. But in the course of working, we realized that we had hands-on experience on the challenges that most of our farmers have, which was access to credit, access to finances to spur their activities. At our level, we, as a non-profit making institution, we were able to help members with inputs, which some of them use, and later on were paying gradually. But some of them we could not actually promote the activities to scale. So in the board, after having several reviews, Pigdecos now decided to bring in a new sector, a new arm, which is a microfinance institution, which we caption as PICACCUL, which is Pinyin Clan Agricultural Cooperative, Pinyin Clan Agricultural Cooperative Trading Union Limited, which have created the office in Sona Street here, our first head office in Sona Street. Our main intention here in this line is to ease access to financial solutions for their expansion. So that is where Pigdecos is here. That is where we are today. And if you find us in this office, we are not just sitting, we are not just dealing with books. We have hands-on experience on what has been going on. We know their challenges. And thus, we think that this financial institution can go a long way to solve the problems of farmers, which will position us by 2030 to meet the National Development Strategy 2020 to 2030. If we look at the continental level, we realize that agriculture is positioned according to the African Union Agenda 2063. Agriculture is positioned as the main source for development. And in line with our vision, we believe that if the vision of PICACCUL, as we are implementing it, we will go a long way to fill in most of those gaps, which will position us also internationally to meet up with the Sustainable Development Goals 1, Goal 2, Goal 8, and Goal 13. So that is where PICDECOS is, and this newborn child, PICACCUL, which we find here today, I believe will be a brain to this economy, or the economy of this country, come 2030 and 2035, as per the head of state emergency vision.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. President. I want to ask this question. What makes PICACCUL different from other cooperatives and a cooperative credit union operating in Cameroon? What makes it different?
All right, thank you very much. They say theory prescribes practice, but practice corrects theory. Yeah, before getting into the microfinance finance, we have been on the field. We have we have been practicing livestock. We have been in the agro sector. We have been even in the piggery sector. So we know the day-to-day challenges which the farmers have. One of the greatest, as we indicated, are the challenges of expansion. We realize most micro institutions at times the follow-up has been limited, and most often when you dish out money to people and you don't have proper follow-up, the rate of delinquency can be high. So with the agro-pastoral sector, which PICACCUL has already had in place, knowing the challenges, the microfinance arm is coming out to strengthen that sector, which will position us. One of our principles we are planning to institute is to discourage cash disbursement. When we release loans, we ensure that most of them are supplied as inputs, which we do proper follow-up from our agricultural arm. With that, there will be strict implementation and there will be low rate of delinquency. So our interest is not just releasing the loans, but ensuring that it is used for the purpose for which it is intended. And by so doing, our farmers will have good returns on their investments. And as long as the rate of delinquency is reduced, we see everybody will be satisfied. It is a win-win, or it's going to be a win-win issue. So we are not limiting ourselves to the office. We go to the field.
Okay, Mr. President, thank you. But many cooperative promise financial support to members. What unique benefit or services does the PICACCUL offer that others do not?
Yeah, we have varied services just like any other financial institution has. But one of the areas we are bringing in something new is the aspect of livestock and agri digital solutions, which at the level of PICDESCO, we have been following up. Because just as I indicated, theory prescribes practice, the practice corrects theory. There is always a difference between somebody who goes to the field, carries out the experience, and somebody who talks on theory. So I believe all our registered members, all our farmers, anybody who works with us, believe me, we have so many services that we can render, which will be more